In this section, we will describe the basic issues which you have to know to understand the whole wave theory of Elliot. Let us describe the basic 5-wave formations. Elliot based his theory on the quote that the social collective movements undergo the certain trends and change based on the recognizable patterns. At the beginning of this lesson, I will show you the basic formation which understanding is a must element to understand the next part of this course. The basic formation which Elliot described we call a 5-wave formation. Elliot wrote that the market's movement creates a form of 5 waves of the specific structure. 3 out of these waves we mark with numbers 1, 3, and 5. As you can see, waves 1, 3, and 5 determine the main direction of the trend. Waves that we have marked divide 2 waves marked with numbers 2 and 4 that are inconsistent with the main direction. These 2 waves are called the corrective waves and are an inseparable condition for the existence of the whole 5 waves movement. Elliot claimed that there is only one dominant wave scheme, and this is a 5-wave formation we have just mentioned. Since the scheme of the 5 waves is the dominant form of the market movement and other formations are subordinate to it, we can at any time seamlessly determine the location of the price. 2 solutions of forming the waves in the 5-wave structure. After knowing the 5 waves movement, it is good to describe 2 solutions of forming the waves in the 5-wave structure, which you got to know a while ago. So based on previously known 5-wave formation, we can talk about impulse waves, corrective waves. We call the waves 1, 3, and 5 the impulse waves because they determine the pace and direction of the market. We call the waves 2 and 4 the corrective waves because they can only be partial lifting of the preceding impulse wave. Impulse waves poses the structure of the basic formation, so this is a 5-wave structure, whereas corrective waves have different structures, mostly a lot harder to recognize. Summary. In this lesson, you learned about the structure and the specificity of the most important formation which Elliot had described. To sum up, impulse waves and corrective waves are different from each other concerning the structure and a role they play in the 5-wave formation. You should pay special attention to proper recognition of the corrective and impulse waves. Remember that the impulse waves consist mainly of the basic 5-wave structure. There are only 4 cases where the impulse wave is marked differently. We will talk about these cases later. It is also important to note the basic corrective formation is different than the impulse one. The confirmation for this statement you will find in the next lesson.